What's up, guys? Cameron Foose. That's my last name. Fous. June 26th. It is Wednesday. Another rally for the Bulls here today, but I didn't really have that much luck in the markets. But that's okay. I had four alerts, basically three losers, one winner, and then I closed two positions that I was swinging. So the majority were losses, but I was able to still make about $1,000 on those trades because I was able to cut my losses extremely short on the stocks that didn't work out. It doesn't matter how many losses you take. I could tell people were butthurt this morning. I had several cancellations, probably because I had three alerts right out of the gates. I alerted three coal stocks, and I lost on every single one of them. But I only lost like $300 on it, and I made $1,300 on DRRX alone. So, if you can cut your losses extremely short, it doesn't matter if you take a loss or how many losses you have. So as long as you can consistently not allow a big loss on your portfolio or your positions, you're going to be doing fine. It doesn't matter how many losers you have. The winners that actually work out are more so, are going to definitely outweigh your losses if you can stick to that kind of consistent strategy. If we look at the positions here, I only made $50 on STP. I basically sold for break even. This popped to the upside. I got in at 102. And then added again at 103 for another 5,000, and then I ended up selling at 103, so I made $50. But as you can see here, I sold that for a very, very small gain. I took a loss on NVAX for just about break even. Sold the ACI for a very, very small loss for just about break even, and for $10 loss. I made $1,300 on DRRX. I lost on ANR, and I lost on JRCC. So that was about 300 in losses there. I had two winners, and how many losers? 1, 2, 3, 4. And four losers, but I still made $1,000. So as long as you can consistently, stick to your guns, and if a stock doesn't work out, you just got to sell it. You can't sit around on a position and just hope for the best, especially when we're kind of in bear mode right now for the overall market. The Dow did rally the last 2 days. But, that's just, a technical squeeze after having a huge sell-off. I think that we're going to continue to head lower here. I could be totally wrong, but we did break down this channel, and we finally broke down the 50-day moving average. The 13 EMA crossed below the 50-day moving average for the first time in a while. We've just been definitely due for a pullback in the markets, and I definitely think that we are probably going to see some more continued lows. But who knows? Every time I thought we were going to reverse before, the market just continued to rip it up. So this could just be a short-term downside thing here. We continue to go for the bulls. I don't know. I'm not freaking psychic. I'm not going to pretend to me. But what goes up must come down. We've been up huge since November. So we're definitely due for a pullback. And now there's definitely a lot more fear in the markets as opposed to, a month or two ago. But anyways, looking at DRRX, it's important that, you take your profits. We had a lot of fake outs today in the market. I had been in DRRX initially from 89 cents. We got in right out of the gates here. Made about $1,000 on that first day, and then sold. And then we actually bought back in at 97 cents and ripped it for the last 2 days, and actually sold here today, or I sold it about half the position at 107 yesterday. We got a nice little spike to the upside here intraday. We are sitting right near the 50-day moving average, which is going to act as a resistance point. And then today, we also spiked up again. Looks like we're going to break out here right out of the gates. I even almost added. I'm certainly glad I did not, because it was a false breakout here right out of the gates. We did have nice volume, but it just could not get over that 50-day moving average, and we ended up selling off 5%. All the way back down to $1 per share, which basically would have wiped out my entire profit. So thankfully, I got out at 106 as soon as this started going red on the day. As you can see here, the yellow line basically indicates the break-even point for the day. So we were up to the upside, and as soon as we started breaking that down, that first tick below that red, that point where we were going red on the day, I sold right there at 106, and from there we sold off and we closed actually at $1 per share, so that would have been another 6% down off my position. So glad I got out of that position for profits, made about $1,300 on this. And also the other plays, I alerted 3 coal stocks this morning. I thought they were going to rip. I got in 3 of them, and I ended up losing on all 3 of them because none of them actually ripped to the upside. But what I was looking at here, yesterday we saw a lot of momentum going into the close. I almost got into these yesterday early, just was hesitant about getting in. So yesterday, before today's candle, we actually had, looking at ANR, we had a bullish hammer candle after this thing had just been completely selling off for over a month here, 2 months. Coal stocks have just been getting totally slammed, so they're definitely due for a technical bounce at some point. So I was hoping to catch that move here today. We saw red to green moves, which is basically a stock that starts out in the red and then breaks past that break-even point that's indicated by the yellow line here in my TC2000 here. So ANR right out of the gates here was actually selling off here right out of the gates, and so this was actually, once that started ripping red to green, I got long. That's usually a potential trigger there. Also, with it being breaking out over yesterday's highs, over that hammer candle, that was kind of a double whammy trigger signal there. But this thing just completely failed right off the bat, and I had to sell. If there's a sell signal there, you have to make that decision. Do you want to have a little bit of patience and let this go into a losing position and hope for the best? Or you just want to cut the loss and get the hell out of it and take as small loss as possible and just not even have to worry about it again? You can always rebuy, but the situation is, what do you want to do? Do you want to allow yourself to be put into a situation where you're at a loss and you're like, crap, hopefully this thing rebounds? I hate being in that kind of situation, so I just pull the trigger and say, screw it, it's not working. I'll get out right now. I'll take as minimal a loss as possible. My portfolio is not taking any damage whatsoever, and I'm back to thinking clearly without being stressed out by this stock continuing to fall from 518 was my entry. Next thing you know, this thing's down in the 480s. So it did rebound. The coal stocks could definitely see a squeeze here one of these days soon. Unfortunately, it did not happen today when I was hoping to see off that red to green move. The other one was ACI. I had a bigger position in this. I actually got in, I only lost $10 on this trade. I got in initially at 373 right after that quick sell-off. It was looking like we were ramping up here. I bought 2,000 shares at 373, added here on the red to green move. But, it was the same exact thing as another coal stock. It failed. I ended up selling for about break even once it broke down these lows. For a $10 loss. So I didn't want to see this continue to fall. I didn't want to get put in that position where I'm at a loss and like, crap, hopefully this thing rebounds. The stock didn't go my way, so I sold. I lost $10. Whoop-de-doo, that doesn't mean anything to me. So you have to make that decision of what do you want to do? Do you want to allow yourself to be put in the gutter if the stock continues to fall, or should you just say, screw it, it's not working, I'm out very quickly, and just move along? Then you're thinking clearly again. You can look for new positions rather than I would be down, I don't even know. I had 3,000 shares at about 379. I'd be down 20 cents on that right now, and I'd be pissed off like, shit, this better rebound tomorrow. Now I don't care if it rebounds because I only lost $10 and I'm free and clear of this trade. So that's just kind of my rationale of these stocks. Same thing with JRCC. I sold very, very quickly right away. I bought in on this red to green move, sold right away. Next thing you know, it's down in the 180s off 10 cents of where I bought it. So I think that's about it for the trades I had today. MEET, this is a good example of just a potential scalp trade right off the midpoint support or the 13 EMA. This ripped yesterday super hard after a earnings breakout, and I was watching this today. I believe this was on the watch list last night as well. Let me double check. No, it doesn't look like I put it on the watch list. But I started talking about this morning, saying, hey, check this out. If it gets down in the 150 range, which is also right near the 13 EMA, it is a potential bounce play. So that's exactly what happened. This thing sold off super hard. It was down like 18%. Had one little panic sell-off right here, And here below 150, which basically taps right at the 13 EMA, I scalped it on 5,000 shares from 150 up to 156. I didn't alert it. The volume was pretty low, but I did note it the whole time in chat, and several of you guys were able to make make a few dollars off that trade. I made about 400 bucks very, very quickly. So, even if I don't alert a stock officially, you definitely got to be paying attention to what I'm saying in chat about these stocks, and also understand the strategy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or what kind of, the plan of attack for what I'm saying about a midpoint support buy or a 13 EMA bounce, then, how are you going to be able to profit off that if you don't know what I'm talking about? So you have to be watching all my video lessons, as well as go through the FUS 4 and FUS 4 Part 2. If you haven't watched those and you're in the chat room and you're just completely lost and don't know what the hell is going on, then you should definitely go check those out. You're not going to make money unless you know what the hell I'm talking about. And you also need to know what the hell you're talking about and why you're making these decisions. Otherwise, you will not be a long-term trader. I'm trying to make self-sufficient traders. If you're just, sitting at work in your desk job and think you're just going to click the buy and sell button while you're doing other stuff, that's not how this is going to work. I'm trying to teach you guys to become traders. I'm not trying to hand you, just give you free handouts. It's not going to happen. You're going to lose your money. I can guarantee you that. So I'm trying to teach you guys how to make these decisions on your own. I'm just here to kind of guide you and show the door to these opportunities. But anyways, that's about it for today's lesson. Again, we're in bear mode. The market's below the 13 EMA. There's going to be a lot of quick trading going on. So lock in your profits when you have them. And if the stock goes into a losing position, you got to make the decision. What do you want to do? Do you want to just get the hell out of it? Take that very, very small loss, and then your head's clear. You don't have to worry about it. You can always rebuy it. Or you can let yourself be put in that losing position where you're stressed out. And then if you do take that loss, if it continues to fall, you have to rebuild your account out of that. So I hate trying to rebuild my account. I hate trying to make up for major losses. So I just decided to say, screw it. I was wrong. I'm out of this stock extremely quickly. Anyways, that's it for today. Hopefully we have some more profitable trades coming into later this week.